Right, I did it like last time. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. We're gonna move you over. Oh, perfect spot. Okay. Man, this heat wave is a nightmare. Ooh. Alright. Okay, just a sec. Give me a moment and I'm going to be right with you. So actually I will keep listening to music. And I'll be right with you. Yeah, we'll go with that. Well, the reason I say I'm gonna with you in a second because I'm about to finagle a couple of chords down here, so you might see the camera turn off and then I'll turn back on because I'm trying to make it so I'm able to let's see. Let's see, what do I I had something in my mind's eye that I wanted to draw, but I will draw stuff today. That's sort of my plans are. But right now, let's go ahead and situated. Hold on. Be patient. Boom. Go. Oh wait, I think I know what I want to draw. Hold up. Yeah. I remember now.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning. It was online in minutes. Then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi? For what?
Better not to know.
Get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in your price for 5 years and see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Actually, no, hold on. Instead of that, what we'll do, because it's been a hot minute. Alright, fine. I have to redo it then. Okay. Okay, enough. Yeah, this is what we're doing today. I just wanted to draw some stuff today. So now, if you excuse me, I'm going to finagle a couple of chords because I gotta make sure I can Uh-oh. I knew that was gonna happen. Darn it. Alright, so we got that on tap. Hold on. Escape. Oh wait, it is. Or is it? Wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. I know it messed up at some point. We need to get another Type-C chargers for this drawing pad of mine, because it is going to be a nightmare to deal with. That over, put you over, and switch this in. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Oh my god. Ooh. Alright. Alright, okay. So now, got that settled, kind of. It smells something really good. Maybe I have to switch the cord here. Hold on, move you over. Put this over. And then put this over. Did it work? Yep, there it goes. Hold on. Let's try to make sure it does. I don't know if I can't guarantee anything. Let's see. It's in there, but it ain't trying. I figured it. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I need a whole new Type-C charger. Alright, here we go. Come on, baby. Oh, I hate when this happens. This is why I've been doing less art streams, because it's stuff like this, but at the same time, I want to draw stuff because I have the inkling to do it, and also because it's like really hot. So I ain't done it in like a month. I haven't done it in a month, so like I really wanted to do something because I just don't know. It's like, oh. Yeah, here we go.
My leg has issues, but it won't affect work. Young lady, do you know how cold it gets in our freezer? If you go in, your leg might not handle it. Please, just let me try. I'm begging you.
So, no, not you. Like I said, there'll be more Pokemon stream next week. Yeah, perfect.
What are the students even into this year? Is this too long? Too dad? Too bro? Help. Really?
Gonna shrink
Go
it.
with the experts who have your back. Custom ink. Ink is more than you think.
You.
Hey everybody, if you like this shirt, you can
Okay,
get it in
so-
1 week at deadmeatstore.com. We're doing an awesome collaboration with Creep with the Dead Meat video branding. And you'll be able to find this shirt and a cool looking hoodie again in 1 week on deadmeatstore.com.
I know I said this about
Welcome to the Kill
1,000 times,
Count,
but give me a
where we
sec.
tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Creep 2, released in 2017. Creep 2 is the sequel to 2014's Creep, the micro-budget found footage film that consisted of 2 people in its entirety. That's how it became the first movie on the kill count to only have a single kill. I made an exception to my long-standing rule of 2 kills minimum, simply because I liked the movie so much. Other people did too, which is why they made a sequel, and more recently, a series on Shudder with an upcoming 3rd season. Creep 2 is very much a repeat of the first film, but not necessarily in a bad way. I'm just saying, if you like the first one, you'll probably dig this one too. If you didn't, I don't think it'll convert you. Once again, Mark Duplass's nameless character conscripts a videographer whom he fucks with for about 80 minutes straight. The difference here is that there's no mystery around him at the start. We know his behavior isn't just misinterpreted awkwardness. He's a full-on psychopath who emotionally manipulates his victims for days on end before going in for the kill. But Creep 2 is great because he gets a proper match. The first movie's Aaron, played by director Patrick Bryce, was a big old softy whom the so-called Joseph walked all over. He was easy prey. This time, though, the killer employs a desperate YouTuber named Sarah who won't let him get under her skin. She matches his freak and serves the shit right back to him instead of letting him dictate every interaction. She's a great character with a great performance by Desiree Akhavan that makes the film just as good as the first one. Or even better, according to many. It currently has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, for what that's worth. Now, before we get to Creep 2, let's talk about something that's creepy too. This is a report full of, for the sake of not doxing myself, redacted information that data brokers sell about all of us, like our address, phone numbers, relatives, neighbors, and more. Selling this information has become a massive industry, with data brokers profiting off of our information and selling it to anyone who will buy, no matter their intentions. And that can have real impacts on us, from annoying issues like overly targeted ads to actively harmful ones like spammers, scammers, and doxing. I literally have friends who have had their numbers and addresses leaked in the past, and it was far from pleasant. In one case, the police showed up at their house in the middle of the night, and that is terrifying. Thankfully, we can protect ourselves against this with the help of today's sponsor, Aura. Aura works by identifying data brokers that sell your information, automatically removing you from their lists, and then keeping you off. And while there are lots of other services that offer this, Aura has the most features at the best price, with features like identity protection to make sure that even if your info is leaked, you're protected. In fact, in 2025, Aura sent more than 14 million dark web alerts to customers. That's like an alert every other second. Wow. It's a holistic approach that I really appreciate, with them working to identify every spot where our data can be at risk, rather than relying solely on combating data brokers. Your data is getting sold as we speak, but you can keep yourself and your family protected with Aura. Go to aura.com/deadmeat to get a 14-day free trial. Will Creep 2 be able to creep past Creep 1's kill count of 1? Let's find out in Creep 2: The Kills. The movie begins with a dude opening a box, a hairy box. Wait a minute. There's a disc inside, which freaks out the guy, but he sticks it in his player anyway. On it is footage of his house from the night before, as the cameraman whistles. We know whose lips they are. Because that tune is the freaking Peach Fuzz song, often sung and whistled by, well, yeah, that guy. In the first film, he called himself Joseph, but now he's calling himself Aaron, taking the name of the trusting sorry sack we saw him kill. He's apparently befriended Dave here in a similar manner, and has been secretly harassing him with phone calls and DVDs. Oh, and his hairy box.
This person sent you a stuffed baby wolf?
Frustrating.
Oh, okay. It's not a hairy box. We're looking out from a nanny cam type thing and a baby wolf plushie. Dude sure loves his wolves. Dave seems to be a softie like real Aaron was, and it's clear new Aaron likes messing with him in the same way.
Would work,
Dave,
but I guess
if I ask you a
not.
question, would you answer me honestly? Yeah, of course. You ever think about how we met right around the same time you received your first DVD in the mail?
He fesses up to everything and admits that he's having a midlife crisis. After turning 40, he doesn't have the same passion for murder like he used to. He'll still kill and leave Dave dead in a pool of blood, of course. Don't get him wrong, but his heart's just not really into it anymore, you know?
What's happening to me?
A YouTube series called
Try this.
Encounters is hosted by Sarah, who answers Craigslist ads and films the people she
Let's try
meets.
this.
Who are these people who write these ads? What is their story?
I mean, they're pretty much just people. Weird people, but hey, people be weird. And sometimes they want to be held like a little baby. I ain't gonna judge, but I also ain't gonna watch that shit.
No.
Apparently, no one else is either. Her uploads have single-digit views. Been there, Sarah.
Maybe this
Okay,
will do
maybe
it.
not that bad, but our Practical
Maybe.
Folks series, What's on the
not
Box,
giving up,
deserved
'cause
way
I really
more
wanna do
views
this
than it
art
ever
stream.
got. Aw, look at baby us.
Now it begins.
No.
Now it ends.
What's on the box? Sarah's ready to call
Hi.
it quits, with concerns I've had myself plenty of times.
I think I might be deeply untalented.
Her monologue about how she's failed to connect with people the way she wants to is really well done. Good enough to support her motivation for the entire rest of the film.
I never expected to make money doing this, but I thought at least I would be able to reach some other weirdos and make something special for them.
She's about to quit when she sees an ad that sounds perfect for her needs. Not even weird texts that end with a period can dissuade her from driving 3 hours into the woods to meet this remote mystery man.
Normally this is not a situation I would allow myself to get into,
Only one that seems to work.
but maybe that's why this show has been sucking so much.
The door opens with a knock, so she steps inside to look around and get jump scared by a blender. Oh, I said you jump scared us with the I'll just wait. She meets the so-called Aaron, who's rocking a pony now. He gives her a glass of green drink.
It's good.
It's also poisoned. Obviously, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he sure is a kidder. He shows off his legs and tells her about himself.
I am what is commonly known as a serial killer.
He says he's killed 39 people, but I mean, I ain't counting tapes I've never seen of people I've never met. Sorry, bro. Aaron says killing used to feel magical and beautiful, a bona fide spiritual experience. But it's become more like a job lately, and he's looking to spruce things up, so he's hired her to make a documentary about it. Is she in? He promises not to kill her for 24 hours, and to give her exactly what she's been looking for.
I will give you the deepest personal access into my soul that you could possibly imagine. I will rip myself open and let you see every last inch of me. And together, I believe we will make magic.
She says she'll do it, but to test if she's actually dedicated, he shows her the end of Creep 1 with extra musical accompaniment.
I might look like a big bad wolf, but I'm as friendly as a rabbit.
But the stuff film ain't the final part of his test for her. He changes into a towel and says he'd like there to be no inhibitions between them. When she agrees with him, he makes good on that promise.
And let you see every last inch of me.
And every last inch of him she sees. He's proud of it too, standing there in a little general's pose. Just needs a Napoleon hat. Though Aaron probably expected to humiliate her here, Sarah doesn't back down in the face of his weirdness.
Is it my turn?
I'm sorry?
In fact, she returns it to him, stripping naked herself, which I think legitimately takes him aback.
Are we good?
Yeah, this chick ain't no OG Aaron. Mark Duplass and returning director Patrick Bryce couldn't figure out what to do for a Creep sequel until they landed on two things. The idea of a serial killer having a midlife crisis and his foil, the character of Sarah. She was inspired by a New York-based performance artist named Laurel Nakadade, who would put herself in dangerous and isolated situations with men she didn't know. One instance even involved her and a stranger stripping down to their underwear. To play Sarah, they cast a fellow writer and filmmaker, Desiree Akabad, whose coming-of-age indie dramedy, Appropriate Behavior.
All right,
I really
finally,
enjoyed. It was
let's
important
get
to
to
her
work.
and Bryson Duplass that Sarah was an aggressor,
hold
not a
actually,
victim.
one
They didn't
last
want audience
thing.
members worrying about her, so they needed someone confident and with a physicality that could stand up to Duplass.
She checked all those boxes, and she was down for kind of the you know, weird way in which we make those movies.
Oh, hey, what up, Dax? She interviewed me a bit ago, too. Check it out. Though she stands her ground, the experience does send Sarah to the bathroom for a breather.
Sarah, you were not there for 10 minutes before his dick was in your face. He's everything you've ever wanted in a subject.
Dude's got more red flags than a Chinese airport, but she doesn't believe he's really a murderer. She's got a knife in case he is dangerous, but he's probably just a little annoying, right? Alright, so like really annoying. He takes her to a shooting location.
Now, what I will say is if he did that, he'd probably be getting, his reflex would kick in and probably punch her straight in the mouth. Because you're not going to do it. Oh, it's 95 degrees. My goodness. And then I'm supposed to this whole episode, dead meat. Alright, let's do it.
Scouted some time ago, but has a freak out when it's drier than he planned. She encourages him to get through the crisis, and they film a bunch of takes of him starting his biography, only to get thwarted by planes and birds. It's like a bad joke. Paulie Pissy Pants ends up giving up and storming off until Sarah's making the Blair Witch Project all of a sudden. No, man, you're supposed to be standing in a corner, not just like planking on the ground. Dead mean, dude. Aaron's tantrum lasts into the night, but instead of being turned away, Sarah sees potential content.
He's so vulnerable right now, and I know the decent thing to do is just give him some space. But at the same time, it would be so easy to go down there and provoke him and get the material I need.
I love how Sarah isn't completely sympathetic. Sure, we can admire her stoic responses to Aaron's manipulative power plays, but she's also in this situation for selfish reasons. From her perspective, she's exploiting a sad and potentially unwell dude for YouTube views. But in the face of Aaron's actions, and us knowing the full picture of who he is, she becomes very rootable. You want to see her get one over on this creepy weirdo. She finds him in the midst of Tubby Time 2.0, and he tries to kick her off the documentary. But Sarah ain't gonna let him Ken burn her like that. She insists that he share his story with her, so he talks about an experience he had when he was 15. While hitchhiking, a stranger drove him into the woods, beat him, and planned to bury him alive. Aaron was not only captured, but captivated.
He was magnetic. I loved him.
He was able to get loose and kill the guy, kicking off his lifelong lust for murder. But he's lost that bloodlust now, and with it, his love for life. It's okay, little murder baby. Sarah will make you feel all better. Who's a good little peach fuzz? Wow, she really might be turning the tables on him. Oh damn, she is turning the tables on him. She's fucking Tape-Face.
Nah.
These two are just made for each other, huh? Or at least that's what Sarah's trying to make Aaron believe.
I think I always thought I was gonna die before I could share my work with anyone. But now I have you.
Though she still doesn't think he's actually killed anyone, she entertains his stories all the same, including one about original Aaron.
One of my latest was this big old sweetie, and I called him Buddy.
Interesting that he says that. In Creep, he told Aaron that Buddy was the name of his fictional future son. But if he was actually calling Aaron Buddy, it makes the Tubby Time scene even weirder, since he was talking to Buddy the whole time.
Oh, Buddy. Oh, yeah.
Things start to get downright domestic between them, until Aaron reveals he knows that Sarah is using him for content for encounters. But he says he's not mad. In fact, he's grown to like her so much, he wants her to kill him on camera.
I know you well enough to know that you will do anything to make a great piece of art. And this will be the most unbelievably exciting episode of Encounters that you can possibly imagine.
The first attempt sees him peach fuzzify before laying down so she can lop his head off with his Aaron killing axe. Sarah can't bring herself to play Hatchet Man, so Aaron tries to get her to play Hangman instead. This way, she can just be an accessory to murder. It's like a tutorial level, but Sarah doesn't passively let him die. It does piss her off though, because that shit was fucked up. Probably pissed off YouTube too, but calm down, okay? It wasn't actually self-harm. He was wearing a harness the whole time, or so he says. Sarah's still pretty roiled, so he tries to assuage her by opening up.
I really like you. And I'm just trying to connect with you.
He gives an explanation that keeps her interested. He was putting on a show this whole time, wanting to give her good content for an interesting episode of Encounters. He even says he was lying about being a murderer, just as she suspected. It's the perfect thing to say to win her back to his side.
I think it'll make a really good scene.
I know, right?
They become buddies again, but this might be the first time Sarah actually feels real sympathy for Aaron. He tells her he's never kissed a girl before because of his weird upbringing, and she feels sorry enough to give him a big old smooch. Well, a dry, chaste smooch, but Aaron don't mind.
That's cool.
Aaron leaves her outside to film the climax of her Encounters episode.
Okay, now let's get to work.
Hitchhiking story. Before their martini shot, he gives her a wrap present, regifting the locket he made for real Aaron in the previous film.
Sorry, there's a picture of me and another guy in there. I didn't have a chance to make one specifically for you. You were a bit of a surprise.
Aaron's taken a gift for himself as well, the knife from her boot. Finding herself disarmed, the fear starts to creep into Sarah's face, especially when the creep starts to stab himself off screen. He stabs himself 5 times! Aaron reveals that when he dug this grave, he didn't know if it would be for him or for Sarah. But now that they've connected so deeply, okay, no los dos. Sarah doesn't want to be the Juliet to his Romeo though, so she runs away. Aaron catches up to her, but that happens. There's a tackle behind a tree and a bunch of unseen stabbing is heard. Eventually, Aaron emerges, dragging Sarah's body to the open grave. After putting her in there, he crawls back out to film his call to action. He's changed his mind. He doesn't want to die anymore. I guess Sarah connected with him so much, he's found his love for life again. But while she might be his muse, she ain't gonna be his martyr, since she's still alive as well. She ends his monologuing with a shovel to the head, cutting him short and the camera to black. The film picks up sometime later, where we find Sarah alive and well, and still wearing that locket. Aaron must have made an impression on her after all. She's being filmed by an unknown camera operator, who starts whistling a familiar tune. The movie ends with Sarah spiking the camera. She don't like what she sees. How many kills did we peep in Creep 2? Let's find out and get to the numbers. And I think there's only one way to get there. Do the creep! And do the creep! Just like with the first film, there was only a single kill in Creep 2, that Dave guy from the beginning. This count and breakdown has only been seen once before. I'll give you 3 guesses as to which episode. With a runtime of 80 minutes, I mean, obviously, we had a kill on average every 80 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to date. It's sudden and bloody, which is actually a bit unexpected in a Creep film. And since that was the only kill in the movie, Creep 2 doesn't get a dull machete. And that's it. Creep 2 came out in 2017 and would be followed up 7 years later with the Creep Tapes, a fun little show on Shudder. Check it out. Lots of good guest stars in it. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. It's been the Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching the kill count for Creep 2. I finally put new batteries in the spinny thing that holds the lament configuration, only to discover that it occasionally makes a very loud creaking noise while I'm recording, so that kind of sucks. Yes, this is our second collab merch lineup. We did one with Hell House LLC a while back, and now we're doing one with Creep. You got a little peach fuzz on the thing there. I know it's summer, but there's also this very cool hoodie, you know, just buy a hat. It's got an awesome Dead Meat Video logo on the front, and then check out this artwork on the back.
Ooh.
Dude, that's pretty effing cool. Peach Fuzz handing you a videotape from Dead Meat Video in the back. That's awesome, man. Again, I know it's very hot out right now, but if you get this now, you'll be happy in a few.
Are you tired of partying by yourself? Oh, come on down to the cemetery. Well, you'll have the biggest party of your life and afterlife. We have big brains, boobs, and a place to eternally sleep for the most part, and absolutely no posers.
This is a way of life.
That's right. Just come on down to the cemetery and get butt-ass naked and dance the night away on tombstones. And remember, it's not weird if we make it normal. If you reach 2 men having sex, though, you've gone too far. So come on down. Hey friends, it's D-Man Johnson III, and today we're watching Return of the Living Dead from 1985. This is one of my favorite zombie movies, so I hope you can sit back and enjoy this deep dive. And just like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this movie says that it's based off a true story, and I, for one, believe them, because if you can't trust filmmakers, then who can you trust? The Blair Witch is all true, which is why I don't step into the woods. Also, Evil Dead. And what's also true is that this film had a long, complicated legal battle with the title because they wanted to have the Living Dead in the title, and I think George Romero was suing them. But John Russo, who was the co-writer of Night of the Living Dead and wrote the first draft of this script, said that him and George are best friends. Yeah, I get sued all the time by my best friends. And this film takes place on July 3rd, also on a Friday, so that's right, it's the exact same day as today. Well, maybe not the same year, but everything else is the same. John Russo originally wanted to direct this film, and then they got Tobe Hooper attached to it, but then he said, oh no, I can't do this, I'm doing Life Force. At least that's what the internet says, but Life Force was written by the director of Return of the Living Dead. So what happened? Did they just switch movies up? Dan's like, hey Toby, I don't want you to make this movie anymore, but trust me, I got another movie that I'm writing that I want you to make because I want to make Return of the Living Dead.
Okay, Freddy, follow me and learn something.
Now we're introduced to our heroes, and it's Freddy's first day on the job, and he's getting a tour. Freddy is played by Tom Matthews, who pierced his ears for this role, even though he didn't really have to. In an interview, he's like, I realized there was fake piercings I could have used. And he's also known as being the guy who turned Jason into a zombie in Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. So this guy knows a thing or two about unstoppable zombies and getting rid of them. But screw the Living Dead, because this guy meets a stiff. And after meeting the booby zombie later in the movie, he had another stiff to worry about. And here we meet our other heroes, the punks. Hey, I'm Tina, and it might look like I don't belong here, but I really do. You can trust me, I really, really do. okay, fine, I don't belong here. And Tina is played by Beverly Randolph, who was also in one of my favorite indie films, Caesar and Otto's Paranormal Halloween. Now, she has a weird behind-the-scenes story that she told in an interview. She said that she was asked to audition at the director's house, and she's like, oh yeah, that's pretty weird. And then she went to Dan O'Bannon's house, and he was watching porn, and he had a gun on the table, and she was like, yeah, I don't think I want to do this, and she hightailed it out, yet she still accepted the job later down the road. I think that's a job I would not do. And then we got Spider. I'm the coolest motherfudger with the Jerry curl. And he's played by Miguel Nunez, who was also homeless at the time and living in a shelter. And we have Chuck, played by John Philbin. I was in Children of the Corn and Point Break. What? I've never actually seen Point Break. Well, you should. Okay, I will. I promise. I'll do it just for you. And we have Casey, who's played by Jules Shepard. I got this job because I was stripping at a high-end club, and the director noticed my boobs, and he was like, you got the job. And I was like, what job? Is it about blowing? I was watching the behind the scenes, and it seems like she was mean to everybody, and nobody liked her. And there goes Trash, who's played by the great Scream Queen, Linnea Quigley. I only got this job because the original person who was meant to play Trash got pregnant. And now we have Suicide, played by Mark Venturini, who hated chocolate bars in Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. He sadly passed away February 14th, 1996 from leukemia. And on the front of his car, it says Suicide, and it's only there in case he forgot his name. And the final punk is Scuzz, played by
The
Brian
Creep Show.
Peck.
Ew.
Hey guys, it's me, Mark from OSHA. Don't mind me, I just want to see how things are ran.
Wait.
Hey, and the final punk is Scuzz, played by Brian Peck. Hey guys, it's me, Mark from OSHA. Don't mind me, I just want to see how things are ran around here. Don't worry, I'm not going to interfere or anything. I'll just stay in the back. And now we're back at the warehouse, and Freddy asks Frank what is the weirdest thing that he's seen here.
Did you see that movie, Night of the Living Dead?
He tells him that the film is based off a true story, and they changed a lot of the facts, and they kept it a secret. He then says that the government accidentally shipped the bodies there, and that they're down in the basement. I just want to know how they didn't find the bodies by now. I mean, surely they gave it to some delivery driver, and that guy has a ledger of the places that he stopped by, and he could have been like, yeah, this isn't right. I accidentally sent it to this place instead. Boom, film over, case solved.
Hey, mind the third step, it's a bitch.
Bark, bark. I don't think he meant a female dog. So Frank shows Freddy the body and the barrel, and we see that it's Lon Chaney. Y'all aren't supposed to have those here, and I feel like we should just call the number on the back so they can take them away, right? Right? And Freddy gets very concerned, worried that the thing would leak, but then Frank assures him that
These things were made by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
that's a violation. So what happens when a toxin that's meant to bring the dead back to life enters the atmosphere? Well, let's see. A, nothing. B, a wild sex party. Or C, zombies. Hopefully a wild sex party, because that sounds a lot more fun. And now we're introduced to a new character who loves his lamb chops and is serving his country. He doesn't really talk much. He goes up to his cupboard, and I thought it was going to be full of bourbon, but instead there was a machine in there, and he just talks some random nonsense into it. Oh, can't find the eggs yet. Sorry. And now we're back at the punks who go to pick up Freddy, but they arrive like 5 hours early. Why would y'all go to pick up your friends 5 hours early? What were you planning on doing for those 5 hours? It doesn't matter because they found a cemetery and they decide that they want to go and party.
I just want to party.
Me too. Let's see, what do we have? I got an Old Forester single barrel strength. I can't wait to open that up. I got one of the crappiest things, Blanton's. But I guess I could share this with y'all because I'm just trying to get this to go away. It's not my favorite and it's kind of gross. Freddy and Frank go upstairs and they see a bunch of weird stuff happening.
I'll hit that dog.
And in the other room, they kept it dead stiff in there, and the door starts beating, and they know that something alive is in there. Something dead alive. No, not dead alive. Okay, living dead. Something living dead.
Oh, come on.
Okay, this one corpse here is pretty manageable by my standards. Then they run into the office and, is that an eye exam? Bert is a slave driver and I can't see the rest. Man, I need new glasses. I knew it.
Do you ever fantasize about being killed?
Never.
All this guy fantasizes about are those damn enchiladas.
Look here.
Goes off and start dancing on the graves. The guy who played Spider said that Trash had the perfect boobies. They were like pyramid boobies. I don't know. Whenever he said that, I just imagined this. Excuse my bad artwork. So back at the warehouse, they get the boss over and they tell Bert what's going on. You know, Bert doesn't need to deal with this shit. First he comes to work and he has to deal with zombies, and then he goes home and he has to deal with birds flying on fire. And don't get me started about his kid. I can't help but to feel like Frank has regrets. So they come up with a plan that's really, really complicated.
We destroy all this evidence around here. We'll keep our mouths shut.
Okay, maybe it's not that complicated, but either way, they come up with a plan and they decide to go for it. So these guys watched Night of the Living Dead before, and they know the one true way to kill a zombie, and that's to destroy the brain.
The brain, right?
And they have this pickaxe that they're gonna use. They free the zombie and it runs.
It's Homer Simpson.
Goddamn zombies with jaundice. This dude is a living Simpsons character.
Yes.
Not living, but you know, living dead. Welcome, survivors, to Zombie Killing 101. Where
the Zapper gun. Classic.
I'll teach you how to survive the zombie apocalypse. Guaranteed or your money back. They won't get anything back because they'll be dead. Anyway, survival tip 1. Be aware of your surroundings. They can't run, so always make sure you keep a safe distance away so you can come up with a plan. Hey, you're not supposed to do that. How did he just zoom all the way over there? You know what? Maybe he's just freshly animated. Sometimes that happens, and sometimes they can trip over themselves and they sort of give a little stumble, and it looks like they're running. Okay. Just forget about this. Trust me, these tips are amazing. They'll help you out. So they hold the zombie down and pickaxe him right in the frickin' head, and they destroy the zombie. Oh God, it's still alive? That's way less manageable.
I thought you said if we destroyed the brain, it'd die. It worked in the movie.
Oh, it's working now.
In the movie live.
And if you can't trust movies, what the hell can you trust?
Trust me.
Tip number 2, always make sure you destroy the brain. Now this goes without saying that all you have to do is destroy the brain. You can even use common household items such as a chainsaw, even a fire poker, and if you have a gun, then you're definitely set up in a good position. Sometimes you might miss the brain, and what you should do is just cut off the entire head just to make sure. Alright, I got nothing. Why is this guy still moving? What the hell is going on here? These are supposed to be the greatest survival tips ever for zombies, and everything I'm saying is just being the opposite. Oh well, whatever. Let's continue on with the tips, I guess. Trust me, you're gonna survive. Trust me. They chop the zombie up into little pieces, they throw it into a trash bag, and they have an idea to incinerate it. You know, out of everything that happened today, I kind of agree maybe we should just burn the bodies. I'm on y'all's side, let's do this. How are they gonna incinerate it? Well, thankfully, Bert has a friend across the street who runs a mortuary named Ernie. Bert and Ernie? Why does that sound so familiar? Whatever.
Nobody understands me, you know that?
Suicide goes into some narcissistic rant about what he's wearing is a way of life or something, but we don't care about that.
I mean, I got something to say, you know?
So Bert talks to Ernie, and Bert gets a lesson on rigor mortis. I'm starting to think Ernie doesn't have any social skills. I know I don't work for this mortuary, but you're not supposed to have people in this room looking at dead bodies. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I know. There's a big problem going on, and he's the only one that can help us, but I'm just saying, it kind of just hurts my soul seeing this. So Bert asks Ernie if he can burn the zombie body parts, and Ernie agrees. But that's after lying to him and saying that there was rabid possums in there. And Ernie's like, oh man, burning them, that's inhumane. I'll just take them out back and shoot them in the head first. God dang, Ernie. So Freddy's girlfriend, who definitely fits in with the punk group, walks to where Freddy works so she can finally get him away from work and they can all party.
All right, let's take care of your problem.
And they light up the incinerator. Can you imagine going to work and you have a joint, but you forgot your lighter at home, and the only way to get it to light up is through the incinerator? It's like, okay, hope I don't burn my face this time. And thankfully the body burns up and they get rid of their problems. Roll credits! Oh, we still have a lot of the movie left. Okay, what happens now? Now a new problem enters the atmosphere and it starts raining. Survival tip number 3, when all else fails, burn the fuckers. And nothing more can come of them if they're incinerated. Oh, what the hell is this? So it's raining on the punks and they have to hightail it out of there, so they all go to Suicide's car, and his windows don't even roll up, so the rain's still coming in. And poor Linnea Quigley, who's butt-ass naked. So the actress playing Trash actually said that she had no problem getting naked, but when she first got naked on set, the producer was there and saw her, and he was like, oh my God, look at that bush. You know how the 80s were. It was a jungle back then. So what ended up happening was he's like, we gotta get rid of that bush or else it'll never pass the MPAA. So they shaved her bush down, and then the producer came back and he's like, oh my God, it's even worse now. You can see everything. So even though Linnea Quigley was okay with being naked in front of all these people, what she didn't like was that her bush was shaved. I guess back then, if you had a marvelous bush, you were really proud of it. Somewhere out there, there's a bush cut. Hashtag release the bush cut. Don't. Okay. So the producer said that he could see everything, and then they ended up making like a little piece for her. I don't know. They just sort of strapped it on there so you wouldn't see everything. She said that it made her feel like a Barbie doll. Anyway, screw all that, because the rain gets into the cemetery and goes underground and hits the bodies. How am I supposed to know that was a bad idea? I'm in the business of safety. None of this shit is safe.
I don't know about you, but I'm really sick.
Frank and Freddy tell us that they both have headaches and they don't feel good. Nothing a little Tylenol can't fix. Now they call the paramedics for them to send help since they can't move without feeling complete pain. So help is on its way and there's nothing else to worry about now. Right? Oh, maybe not, because outside there's a zombie ant farm. Tina goes downstairs in the warehouse and she finds the coolest zombie ever. She then runs upstairs and one of the steps breaks on her. I told you I was a bitch. The actress said that when she fell down, she actually really hurt herself and she was covered in scrapes and bruises. And then they told her that she had to run after this and she's like, I can't. I'm in pain. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. Tina runs to protect herself inside of this cabinet, but this tar man is not your average brain-dead zombie. And then the punk group goes downstairs to save Tina, and Suicide, the biggest of the group, sadly gets his brains eaten. Having no brains is a way of life, man. The paramedics arrive on the scene to help Freddy and Frank, and they find out that they have
No blood pressure, no pulse.
The punks now run back to the cemetery to see the dead come back to life, and we get the best song ever. Sadly, I can't play much of that song or else I'll get copyrighted, but maybe I can sing it so y'all can kind of get the idea of it. But I suck at singing, so please do not thumbs down this video for my horrible singing. Alright, let's go. Y'all ready? 3, 2, 1. Do you wanna party? It's party time! Sorry, did I say I had the worst singing? I meant to say I had the most majestic fucking voice in the world! God dang! So the effect of the zombie actually popping out of the grave, the producer hated it. He absolutely despised this shot. And they use it at the end of the film because he hated it so much, I guess. I don't know, I always thought the shot was really cool. Maybe the bones were too clean to his liking. Everyone leaves the cemetery except for Biscuits.
Spookified.
Hey, isn't that your fantasy?
Bunch of old Start fighting and eating me alive.
Sometimes dreams really do come true. The punks arrive at the morgue and Ernie lets them in, but first he needs to find out if any of them are on PCP.
Are you on PCP?
Chuck runs with Casey and they get to the warehouse. Meanwhile, the paramedics go outside and they hear somebody screaming. So of course, being paramedics, they're like, we have to help these people out. They helped out zombies in the best of ways, to provide nourishment. Ernie goes outside, but he's really rude because he interrupts the zombies' food time. Don't you hate it when you're interrupted while you eat? And now the morgue is being totally surrounded and they have to do the Night of the Living Dead thing and nail the doors and windows shut. I will say it's a lot more intense than Night of the Living Dead, because in Night of the Living Dead, when they nailed the windows shut, that was just about it. You just had some knocking. Like, well, please let me in. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm just a zombie and I'm hungry. Here, they're not just they're beating the goddamn door down. Survival tip number 4, safety in numbers. Since these things can't talk, if you hear a cry for help, then you need to. Oh, what the hell is this? Since when did they start doing that? God damn it, these tips suck. I'm never gonna sell this fucking DVD now! Ernie examines Freddy a bit, and then he realizes that Freddy has rigor mortis. Hey, we just learned about that earlier in the film.
You're dead.
Shut up, Brian Peck. Your career's dead, so shut your goddamn mouth. This film would be perfect if it wasn't for him. He's such a piece of shit person. Just Google Brian Peck in prison. Fuck him. Anyway, more paramedics arrive. I love delivery.
It's not delivery.
It's the paramedic.
And now the zombies are trying to break in once again, and they actually get through in the window and... Yeah! Get Brian Peck! Die, Brian! Die! So they pull off the zombie that killed Brian, and they tie her up, and we get some zombie boobs! Look at them things, they're so droopy and sad.
You can hear me.
And they find out that zombies actually eat brains because of
Pain.
She says it hurts to be dead, and eating brains just gets rid of the pain. So they said on the behind the scenes that it actually gets them high because we have something in our brain. What was it called? Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I forgot what it's called. But we have something in our brain that gets them high. Don't tell teenage kids that. First, they ruin being able to buy glue at the store. Then they ruin being able to buy Tide Pods.
I knew he was gonna say Tide
Now they're
Pods.
just gonna start eating brains. Trash comes back from the dead, and we get the sexiest zombie ever. Never mind, dear God. Chuck tries to put some moves on Casey, but Casey just looks at him and says,
Never did like you.
damn, man, not even in the apocalypse can my man get some nookie. Our main heroes decide to lock up Freddy and Frank into the chapel, and every time they move them, they are just screaming. It sort of gets a little bit silly, but funny at the same time. Survival tip I don't even frickin' know anymore. But if somebody gets infected, you need to isolate them and keep them away from everybody.
I'm not leaving Freddy.
You fucking son of a bitch. Daughter of a bitch. You bitch. Here's a little fun fact for you. So the actors who played Tina and Freddy, they actually went on a date during production, and Tom Matthews was asked about this, and he just said, I can't remember shit. So Tina ends up staying in the room with Frank and Freddy, and they lock her in there. I don't know why they let Tina stay in there. They should just taken inspiration from old movies and slapped her a few times and then pulled her out of there. Does that sound misogynistic? All I'm saying is sometimes people need to be slapped to do the right thing. And now the cops arrive on the scene to investigate what happened, but they're just more food for the zombies.
It's not delivery. It's...
I actually love these zombies so much. I remember when I first saw it when I was younger, I was a die-hard George Romero zombie fan. And I was like, oh man, this film is garbage. You can't kill them by destroying the head. They run, they talk. Those aren't zombies. I guess I was a zombie purist or something. But after watching it so many times, I finally fell in love with it. It didn't take too long. I thought it was a good movie the first time I saw it, but the fact that they just changed up everything about the zombies, I was super upset. I couldn't handle it. I was like, this is some bullshit. Fuck it.
A few moments later.
Says he can finally see one thing that'll relieve his suffering, and I, for one, really want to know what that one thing is. Oh, I thought you were gonna say morphine. Anyway, Freddy starts attacking Tina, and Tina runs around. Thankfully, Bert and Ernie save her by throwing acid in Freddy's face, and Freddy becomes extra bacony. So the group of survivors have to board up the chapel doors because Freddy's trying desperately to get out. Ernie actually broke his foot from the scuffle, so they realize that they need a car to actually get him out of there, so they come up with another half-baked plan. Alright, I hear y'all, and y'all are all coming up with amazing plans, but I got something. No, I got nothing. This half-baked plan has Bert and the Enchilada Man run out in an epic zombie fight. There are so many of them. You know, I always watch Dawn of the Dead, where at the end, Ken Foree has to run through the group of zombies. I'm like, there's no way that you'd be able to make it through all those zombies. And those were the slow zombies. This is like double the amount of zombies, and they're fast and strong. These guys are definitely not making out of that. They make it to the police car, and then they drive up to try and help out, but there's so many zombies swarming around. They try and drive out of there, but everywhere they go, they meet up with this. Just zombie hordes literally everywhere. You turn around, there's a horde. You face forward, there's a horde. To the right, definitely a horde. Guess what's to the left? They end up crashing into the warehouse and reuniting with their old friends, but it's okay because...
My car's still out there, so's Frank's. Not anymore.
Bert and Tina go to hide in the attic away from burnt-faced Freddy. I feel like there's another movie where there's a guy called Freddy with burns on his face, but I just can't put my finger on it either. Frank has a date with an incinerator, and all he wanted to do was call his wife the whole time. So a little funny behind-the-scenes story, the original ending was supposed to have Frank running around with all the zombies outside, but the actor was like, it's all wet and muddy, and I don't want to deal with the cold either. And then he came up with his death to be incinerated, and the director's like, I guess we can do that, but we gotta show something that leads up to this. So earlier when Ernie was using the incinerator, Frank just calmly says,
I'm big favor. I can operate that goddamn thing.
So the group of survivors in the warehouse need a phone in the basement, but Tarman's down there, so they come up with a plan to use a baseball bat. Come on, man. You can't destroy Tarman using a baseball bat. Are you kidding me? That actually worked? Okay, whatever. I guess Tarman was really easy to get rid of. And let's not forget about Freddy, who is telling Tina a bunch of sweet things that women love to hear, such as,
Because I love you. Got to let me eat your
Back at the warehouse, Bert grabs the phone to call the police. I'm sure they know what's going on already. They've actually came by a few times. You've seen it, and you know it. We see the cops, and they're just like, oh, can you tell us what the hell's going on in there? But they can't. They're just like, save us, save us. And before they even finish their conversations, the group of cops get attacked by a giant
Just look at the flowers.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Ugh. I guess I will have to... I don't want to cut this short, but I'm gonna have to cut this short, so, you know. Hold it. Hold on. No. Yes. Yeah, just give me a second. Give me a second. I will. All Alright, hold on. I'm gonna send you. Wait. Hey, old shy bun. He did cool stuff. So I guess I'll just have to kind of keep it there. I had to cut this short because I really, because it's been a while since I've been able to do an art stream. Yeah. I hate doing it to you because I really want to keep going. But I guess that'll be it for now. I'll be back Friday. Okay, so Friday we're gonna do Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. It's gonna be pretty cool because the beta comes out. Because the beta comes out for it. Hopefully I can play it. That comes to pass, and then I can go ahead and then have a good time playing that game. Oh man, I really don't like. I didn't like leaving so soon. You know, like so soon, but it is what it is. I will see you guys in the next one because it's delicious. Peace.